Hey, my St. Stephen Church family and friends, this is Kevin James here. You know, I remember an old song we used to sing that says, "He's done so much for me, I just can't tell it all." And I get so excited when I personally think about all that God has done for me and my family during these uncertain times. I cannot tell it all. Family, we can't ever repay him for his goodness, but we can be obedient and give back what he requires. 2 Samuel 24:24 says, "The king replied, I will not offer sacrifices to the Lord my God, burnt offerings that cost me nothing." Wow, it's so exciting to be able to give back to God. So hey, here's how you can give back to God through St. Stephen Church. Number one, if you're worshiping with us in person today, you can give by placing your gift in the offering receptacles located outside of the sanctuary doors right after this service. Number two, you can give online at ssclive.org. Number three, you can text SSC Live to 833-602-0575. Number four, you can cash at us at $SSC Live 1. And finally, if you're an old schooler like me and my wife, you can also mail your check to the attention of the trustee board here at St. Stephen Church, 1018 South 15th Street, Louisville, Kentucky, 40210. So come on, church. Let's worship the Lord together in giving. Let's honor him for his goodness.
Hey y'all, Maddie's just opened.
Let's go!
What you like about Maddie's?
everything.
And she has come over to Maddie's Kitchen to purchase about 3-4 dinners over here.
Food is so tasty. She, second only to my own, but this is much better.
What's your favorite thing Miss Vicky cook?
Fried chicken.
It's just something about chicken.
For one thing, I like the owner of Miss Maddie. It begins there.
Of course, Miss Vicky.
Miss Vicky
is the
absolutely.
Miss Vicky, she's so welcoming, and she's about the community. So I just love Miss Vicky. I love the presentation. I love the atmosphere.
The best soul food your taste buds can handle, okay? I love the baked chicken, but most of all, I love that gravy that goes on the chicken. It is good.
So Miss Jones, I see you got a plate in your hand, and that's from Maddie's Kitchen. What you got, girl?
Well, I have greens, mac and cheese. You have to have a little sweet potatoes, an extra side to go with that mac and cheese. And of course, her delicious baked chicken with gravy.
Yeah.
And,
now, is she the second witness that said something about this baked chicken?
I mean, good.
I'm about to get me some of that baked chicken with some gravy. All right?
Get it.
The best potato salad. The best mac and cheese. How about this? What about greens?
Yes.
With the little cabbage added into it and some cornbread on the side. I mean, good. Man, you can't get this anyplace else.
And it's going to be what?
Good.
Hey, my St. Stephen Church family and friends, this is Kevin James here. You know, I remember an old song we used to sing that says, "He's done so much for me, I just can't tell it all." And I get so excited when I personally think about all that God has done for me and my family during these uncertain times. I cannot tell it all. Family, we can't ever repay him for his goodness, but we can be obedient and give back what he requires. 2 Samuel 24:24.
Good evening. I am so excited to see you all here this evening. This is a momentous occasion. Welcome to the semi-annual music department concert. The music department has been in existence now since 2018. And of course, with COVID coming through, we had a bit of a setback, but we have bounced back tremendously. And I'm just so excited that we are able to come into another venue. Our president, the last time he heard our concert, said, "No, you got to do it in a bigger place and at a different time." We've been doing concerts probably since 2018, but we have been doing them in A&L at noon, and a lot of people couldn't make it there. A&L. Oh, the administration and library building. But it was time for us to spread our wings. We have a lot of young people that have spent a lot of time preparing for this. They have concentrated and come through COVID, and we're coming out the other side and more blessed than when we went in. So we're just looking forward for you to have the opportunity to see the showcase of talent that we have here at Simmons College. We're continuing to grow. We have some tremendous professors that participate, have just dived fully in, and you're going to actually see some of them not only as teachers, but actually perform in some of the groups. So sit back, relax, enjoy it. Hopefully we can help you bring in this Christmas season with some good old Christmas music. Is that okay? To open our program tonight, we are going to start with one of the newest parts of our program, and that's a string section. So we're actually going to have a string duet called Christmas Medley, done by Layla Ellington and Akila Cherry. I think that was a fantastic way to get started, wasn't it? So our next group that will be coming up will be our jazz ensemble, led by Mr. Mondre Moffitt. We are in development. We are so glad to have Mr. Mondre with us here at Simmons College. Oh, come on. Don't pay me no attention.
cooking now. Okay, lady, I'm very, very happy to be here. It's just so much fun. Help me bring to the stage the lovely Paulette Johnson.
The Simmons College Jazz Ensemble.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So while we make a transition here, these young people that are performing, many of them are music performance majors. And if you have a music performance degree, the one thing that you have to do is perform. And we spend a lot of time talking to them about performing as professionals, carrying themselves as professionals, dressing as professionals. And I'm just so proud of the way these young people are carrying themselves and playing these instruments. You know, we like to say that music is a put up or shut up profession. You can't talk your way through this. At some point, you got to pick up an instrument and prove what you can do. And we challenge them every day on that fact. Of course, we know, you hear so much about the marching band, and, marching band is fun, it's exciting, we put a lot of work in, but these are the things that are going on constantly on a daily basis in the music department. We're not developing a band, we're developing a music program. I'm going to ask the choir to make their way to stage. So we do something a little different than most college bands, particularly HBCUs do. We do concert band all year. Along with marching band and everything else you see us working on, we're constantly working on concert band music as well. The choir is constantly working on music. Jazz band is constantly working. Of course, the size of an institution, that doesn't need to go out. So it's because of the professors that we have in this department who don't just teach, they perform. So they're setting the example, and probably between the choir and the concert band, I'll try to introduce you to each one of our faculty members. Well, so many of them, if you notice, they're not just directing, they're on keyboards, they're on instruments. Many of them even play within the concert band itself. So I'm going to stop my talking at this point and turn over this portion of the concert to Professor Charles Hayes, who's the coordinator of vocal and piano studies and the Simmons College Choir Director.
Thank you, Dr. Davenport. He's a much taller man than I am. I want to tell you, first of all, I appreciate the efforts of the choir this semester. We are not going to be able tonight to do the Hallelujah Chorus as we'd hoped. It's a very difficult piece, and we had a lot of absences with illness and what have you, so we'll hit that next year. So it's all good, so we'll wait for that. So with that said, we're going to start out with Ding Dong Merrily on High, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the piece. Ding Dong Merrily on High is a French Christmas carol, which was first a secular dance by the music. The English version that we performed was published in 1924. It is a standard part of the choral literature of many choirs, made famous by the great choirs of King's College of Cambridge. So we're following their tradition. Ding Dong Merrily on High.
seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they come, raising the sun. Oh, hill and dale, telling the tale. Yeah, let it ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ding dong, 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 ding dong. Seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they come, raising the sun. Oh, in the day, telling the tale. Hailing the rain while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong.
Carol of the Bells is one of the best-known Christmas carols of all times. The melody is based on a Ukrainian chant, and the three notes represent Onesto. Is unmissable. It has been adapted into numerous genres, from country to jazz, from pop to rock. It is heard in films, commercials, and movies.
O Holy Night, another popular Christmas song, has also been adapted to various genres and been recorded by many prominent vocalists and instrumentalists. Legend has it that during the Franco-Prussian War, during a lull in the fighting on Christmas Eve, a French soldier stood up from his muddy trench and sang, O Holy Night. This was followed by a German soldier singing a carol, and finally all sang together, having a 24-hour ceasefire, a testament of the power of the message of Christmas through song. And in honor of these men, we feature our men's chorus, soloists Xavier Simmons and Larry Crump.
Stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world and sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt his worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees and hear the angel's voice. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is a brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Holy name, Christ is the Lord. Oh, praise His name forever. Its power and glory.
Thank you very much for your kind applause. We will close out our section with the work of Mr. Norris Anthony Christian, my wonderful student conductor for this semester. I appreciate his work. We will have Mr. Bogart on the bass, and this young man, what's his name? Darius will be on the drums with us. We close out. Wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Emmanuel.
Good evening. This song was recorded back in 1991, celebrated 30 years last year. It's been translated into 29 different languages. It's gone all over the world. It's become a staple in our African American tradition in the church. So we're getting ready to present Emmanuel by Norman Hutchins.
Kneel down before
the Simmons College Choir. Now, while we work on a little bit of set changing, isn't it amazing the work that these students are doing? We feel so privileged to have Mr. Christian, Norris Christian, who's already a fantastic musician and a music minister in this city. And he came back to school to get his degree in music performance and has been such a contributor to our department. So we are trying to do something here that needs to be done more often, and that's taking the musicians in our churches and bringing them back to get degrees so that not only can they sing and improvise, they can read and be able to play in any style of music. And it's just wonderful to have him back, and he's just a joy to be back with us. I'm going to ask the symphony band to make their way to stage, and as they're coming up, I would like for all my professors to come to the front of the stage because I want you to know who they are. These gentlemen really have become brothers. They go so far beyond what their particular duty is. You know, so often with music departments, everybody works in silos. You know, a lot of times the choir director don't get along with the band director. And the jazz band director ain't got much to do with the concert band director. And we just tend to be temperamental and work in silos. But not this group. This group, they're humble. They're excited about teaching students. And that's an amazing thing that without me asking, they're constantly coming to me and telling me how students are doing in classes. I know the students ain't crazy about that, but they keep me abreast of everything that's going on, wanting to do the best that they can for our students. And we've just really developed a brotherhood and a real friendship, you know, a respect for each other. So once the band gets in place, I'm going to try to get, if y'all can come up front center stage so I can introduce each of you all while they're trying to come through. Oh, professionals, I tell you. So I'm going to start. You already met Mr. Charles Hayes. Step out front. Well, Mr. Hayes, he and I go way back. We actually worked together in Baltimore, Maryland at Coppin State University before either of us came here. And as you notice, he's a choir director, but he got a trumpet in his hand. Did you notice that? So he spends his time, along with dealing with choir, actually comes to concert band rehearsal and hears me fuss and puts up with it. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Hayes. Mr. Chris Bachman. Professor Bachman teaches music history, music theory, clarinet, alto saxophone, I think auto mechanics, oral skills. I think he teaches, some bricklaying, some other stuff, I think. Every time, all woodwind techniques class. But he is a professional musician that plays in multiple ensembles here in town on a professional level. But he did not. But he's another that comes into concert band rehearsal and puts up with me. So I appreciate you, Mr. Mr. Bachman. Thank you, sir. Next, of course, Professor Mondre Moffitt. It was interesting. The first time I ever had a conversation with him, we sat down, and I think we figured out about 15, 20 people that we knew without ever having met, because that's the way the bond of this music business is, particularly bands of different kinds. He comes with a wealth of professional experience with him, and I don't know how Doc did it, getting him here from North Carolina A&T, where he was the jazz band ensemble director there. So I just appreciate you, Mr. Moffitt. All right. Next is Mr. Fred Bogert. Mr. Bogert teaches class piano, teaches copyright law. Basically, he teaches anything that I ask him to teach. That's really what it comes down to. But he comes with a wealth of experience out of Nashville. Please correct me if I'm wrong. As a sound engineer and producer. Producer. Do you hear what I'm saying? He goes above and beyond. He tunes all of our pianos on campus, keeps them in tune. That saves us a tremendous amount of money about just having a professional piano tuner on staff. Who does that? But he also plays flugelhorn in the symphonic band. And as you saw, he played piano with the choir. He's constantly busy. You know, these men, I don't know if Mr. Arthur is in the room, Ja'Cory Arthur. That's our percussion professor. But these men have come in and just bought into the program. You know, they don't show up and teach and leave. You know, we are living this thing together. We are developing a vision, and we're building this program together. And I just thank you and all of my professors. And you see most of them are playing in concert band. So we're going to move right on with our program. Thank you, sir. What you see before you is the Simmons College Symphonic Winds. Now, I have to say this. Of course, you know, most of these faces you'll see if you ever come out and see the marching band. You'll see them out there, and they do a fantastic job in marching band. And the mental compartmentalization that you have to have going from concert band to sitting on stage doing, from marching band to do concert band is tremendous, especially in the same week. And they do it every week. And they're just such a wonderful group. I think the group that you see on stage represents 7 different states. And the District of Columbia. I got to say that with Dwayne. But we're going to play 4 pieces for you tonight. Coming back off of COVID, this group probably was the hardest to reassemble, rejail, because the technique required to play in concert band is an amazing thing. But I'm going to be quiet now. We're going to start. All right, so the first piece we're going to have introduced by one of my assistants. Necker, come on up.
I'm like 5'4". I don't think they knew the mic was going to be this high, so excuse me, guys. The first song our wind ensemble is going to play is called Angels We Have Heard on High. This song is a traditional Christmas carol. This piece was arranged by Elliot Del Borgo. The original song was composed in 1862. The song's subject is the birth of Jesus Christ as narrated in the Gospel of Luke. Our second piece will be It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. It Came Upon a Midnight Clear is an 1849 poem and Christmas carol written by Edmund Sears. We are playing an arrangement by Larry Kirchner. This piece is also a Christmas gospel. Our next piece will be Silent Night. Silent Night was composed by a German musician by the name of Franz Xaver Gruber. on December 24th, 1818. This piece speaks on the birth of Christ and the joy, mercy, and love he brought.
You know, this group plays with such an amazing sensitivity. I just love working with them. For them to have stayed home almost 2 years without instruments and to be able to return and concentrate as they are, I'm so proud of this group. And it's going to continue to get better. Okay, it's going to continue to get. I want to show you because you need to see this. Seniors, raise your hand. If you're playing the instrument, stand up. Seniors, raise it higher so you can see it. Yeah. So you saw the couple of hands, right? If you don't want to answer, juniors, stand up or raise your hand if you're in the percussion section. Juniors, stand up. Now, sophomores, I want y'all to actually stand. If this is your second year in the band, stand up. Stand up. Thank you. Freshmen, stand up. Thank you. Have a seat. So we also had one person that actually went and got the associates and came back to get their bachelor's. So two people, right? Raise your hand up. They just can't get enough, I guess. They keep coming back. But these students are amazing. They are amazing. They're easy to work with. They're disciplined folks. And we run by our motto, always be the adult in the room. And you can see by the way they carry themselves that they take that to heart. So we're going to go to our last piece. This is a bit of a stretch. It's going to be interesting, okay? But I'm going to let NECA introduce the last piece.
Our last and final piece for today will be Sleigh Ride. Sleigh Ride, we are performing by Leroy Anderson, was composed on February 10th, 1948. This piece gives a light classical feel while also sharing the joy of Christmas.
Let me tell you what to do when your mouth does not meet the mic. You have introduced the faculty and staff of our music program, but I would like to introduce you to a musical genius and giant who has transformed the music department of Simmons College and is taking our school to unparalleled heights. And the good news is he has already indicated the best is yet to come. And that is Mr. Dr. Kevin Davenport. Let me say something about commitment. Kevin commutes. He doesn't commute from Jeffersontown or Jeffersonville. He doesn't commute from Newburgh or Salem, Indiana. He commutes every week from Baltimore, Maryland. And how many years have you been with us now? And he's been doing it for 7 years. And we're so honored and blessed to have him. He has an earned doctorate in music. He is a brilliant author. And he is pouring into these kids and to our school the HBCU cultural experience. If you were to ask me what are our 3 core values, or what are we trying to infuse into the hearts and minds of every student, including the faculty, it is the 3 C's. One is commitment. Commitment to your community, commitment to your people. A third is culture. A second to me is culture. So that our kids will be infused in culture. They will know the culture of our people. And the third value that makes Simmons is a cause. That we're calling for each student to get involved in a cause that will help advance our community. So we don't want our students just to be smart for themselves, but we want them to get smart for their community. And that's in fact what they're doing. So Kevin, thank you so very much for all you have done. And I want to thank you for supporting Simmons College of Kentucky, for coming out tonight. Continue, if you would, to support Simmons. Support Simmons financially. Tell other people about what's going on at Simmons College of Kentucky, Louisville's, and the state of Kentucky's only private historical black college and university. Only 0.0003% of the colleges, cities in the United States. Let me restate that. 0.0003% of the cities in the United States has an HBCU. The uniqueness about Simmons is this. We are the only comeback from the ground up HBCU in American history. No one has done what Simmons College has done. And we're coming up and we're going up and up and up. And we would like to encourage you to, if you know students who want to get a quality education. And let me say that a quality education. One of the things that we have to overcome with all HBCUs, which is not unique to Simmons, is the perception that if you attend an HBCU, that it is a second-rate institution, and that HBCUs only exist for second-chance students who cannot make it in predominantly white institutions. That is a lie. Kids make it where they bond with each other and bond with the professors. Kids make it, students make it when they feel a sense of cultural connectedness. They make it when they have professors who believe in their potential. And all around us, we are right now, the poorest zip code in the entire state of Kentucky, the 40210 zip code, where between the ages of 18 and 25, the college graduation rate is 0. We are here to reverse that. And the ambassadors are these students themselves, so that when kids in this community see kids like this, young people like this, with backpacks and Simmons paraphernalia on, and going to class, and they look at them and they say, you know what, if they can do it, they look like me. And if they can do it, so can I. We are blessed to have Simmons College in our community. And again, I want to thank you so much for coming out and all of your support. I see Dr. Alk and Ambassador Bridgewater here. Would you just stand? These are my people here. Dr. Alk, Ambassador Bridgewater. Thank you so very much. So if that is it, anything else? You didn't ask me if I was going to play my instrument tonight.
What you got? He on the keys?
That's my debut. All right. Let's give it up again for this great music department here. And also, as you indicated, Kevin James was the gospel music part, so that if we have musicians in our churches or aspiring musicians who want to learn gospel music, send them to Simmons College, because we want to help equip musicians for our churches. All right? Okay, then. If that's it, okay. Merry Christmas.